This is the Quechua Reclinable camping chair from Decathlon, and in this video, we'll be testing for its ease of setup, pack away, seat dimensions, reclining function, longevity, portability, and more. To set the chair up, first stand it upright on its legs. Then place one hand on the top of the backrest and the other on the seat. Pull these away from each other as much as you can until the legs are stable, and that's your chair fully set up. Then you can use the armrests to adjust the angle of your chair. Here's a full time lapse of the entire setup. I timed myself and it took about 4 seconds. To pack away the chair, lift the armrest to make sure the chair isn't locked. Then place one hand on the top of the backrest, your other hand on the seat, and also rest your foot on the metal bar on the ground at the back of the chair. Next, tilt the chair and balance it on the back legs. Push the seat to the left as far as possible, then push the backrest down until everything collapses down, and that's your chair fully packed away. I timed myself again for the pack away, and this took only about 5 seconds. As for the unfolded dimensions, here's what I measured. The longest width from armrest to armrest comes in at about 24 inches. The longest depth of this chair is the feet spread at the bottom, which comes in at about 28 3/4 inch. But when this chair is fully reclined, the top of the backrest to the front legs comes in at about 43 inches instead. And the total height from the ground to the top of the chair comes in at 41 3/4 inches. Now, if you want more detailed seat measurements, here's everything to know, starting with the seat size. Total seat width comes in at about 19 inches. Seat depth from the back to the front of the seat is 15 inches. Here's what it looks like when I sit down on it, with info of my height and weight on screen in case you need that as a reference. Now, for the seat height of this chair, I first measured it from the front of the seat with no one sitting on it, and that came in at about 17 1/4 inch. This is right about the marketed seat height of 17.3 inches given by Decathlon. Then I sat down on the chair, and then I re-measured the height from the ground up to where I was sitting down, and that came in at just 14 1/4 inch. That's about 3 inches shorter than the front height, and you can see the gentle slope of the seat as well in this shot right here. For the backrest, I first measured the height from where the seat ends to the top of the chair, and that came in at about 26.5 inches for me. As for the backrest width, that came in at about 19 inches. This tall backrest height is enough to cover all the way past the top of my head, providing decent head support. This chair also comes with a headrest at the top of the chair too, and it looks something like this, taken direct from the Decathlon sales page. One con here is that if you lose your headrest, there's this solid metal bar at the back that's super uncomfortable on your head, and you're probably going to have to secure your own pillow here instead. Next, we're going to talk about features, starting with the armrests. These are high-grade plastic armrests, non-padded and also non-adjustable, so you can't move the armrests higher or lower if you want to. The armrests are what actually allow you to adjust the recline on this chair. To do so, lift them up and slide the chair back, then press it down and lock it back into place. And to get the chair to unrecline, it's just the opposite. When it comes to the angle of recline, this chair has 7 different positions of recline, and I'll show you all of them on screen right now, along with the specific angle taken with a digital projector. The next feature is the amount of mesh on this chair, and there's quite a bit not only on the backrest but also on the seat. Here's how I measured it. The total width comes in at about 19 inches, and 11 3/4 inches of that is mesh, making for 62% mesh throughout the entire chair. So this was really great for summer use, and this chair always felt really breezy. As for materials, the fabric of this chair is made of a blend of 90% polyester and 10% nylon. As for the poles, that's made mostly of steel. I found all this info from the Decathlon sales page, and you'll see it here on screen as well. The poles are also decently thick, coming in at 0.85 inches thick all across the entire chair. As for stitching, that was great all around the entire chair as well. For stability, the spread of the feet, as I mentioned before, it's quite wide, so the entire chair felt stable and I never had any issues with stability. For longevity, I actually borrowed this chair from a friend to make this review. I think he had this for about 2 years now and used it fairly regularly, although he used it only indoors. So far, the arms and legs are a bit scuffed up and the fabric is a bit worn, but overall everything has held up pretty well. As for portability, the pack size dimensions come in at about 33 3/4 inches in length by 23 3/4 inches in width and 3.5 inches in height. This is right about the marketed pack size given by Decathlon. For some reference, here's what it looks like beside a 2-person Coleman tent, and it's about 2.2 times bigger in terms of pack volume, and I'll leave the specific info on screen for you. This chair doesn't come with a carry bag, so to carry it, just turn it 90 degrees and hold it horizontally under your arm, like so. As for weight, mine comes in at almost exactly 12 pounds, which is heavier than what the marketed weight was. Now, for the pros and cons, here's a table comparing the Quechua Reclinable camp chair to your average or median camp chair. I've tested over 20 different chairs, so everything you see here are my own personal results. Now, compared to your average chair, the Quechua sets up and packs away much more quickly. It does take some time to kind of get used to the steps, but once you do, this will be a breeze. Seat size is average, so it won't be colored in, but for the rest of this table, you'll see the winner in green and the not so good chair in red. As for seat height, this was really quite nice and high, almost comparable to an office or dining chair that you might have at home. So you'll be able to sit comfortably at a camp table, while most camp chairs instead, they come with quite a low seat height of only about 11 inches on average. When it comes to the tautness of each seat, the Quechua doesn't slouch in much at all. On the other hand, for the average camp chair, the seats are very slouchy, and they can slouch in by 5 inches, sometimes even more. As for the backrest height, the Quechua allows you to rest your head, while most chairs do not. And of course, the biggest reason you might get this chair is because of the reclining feature. I really like that you have 7 different angles of recline that you can adjust to, while your average chair has no reclining feature, and you're stuck with an average of about a 20-degree recline. I also really liked how much mesh this chair had, which was great for hot summer days, while most camp chairs don't have much mesh at all. What the Quechua doesn't have though are pockets, cup holders, and a carry bag, just FYI here. It was honestly a bit of a hassle to carry if you have short arms like me. But the pricing of this chair is really great, definitely cheaper than average. Overall, I think this chair is pretty good, the results speak for itself, and I think it's especially great if you want a good reclining chair on a budget. Of course, it won't be the standard as a branded zero gravity chair, but ultimately you do get what you pay for. If you want to check out other options before making your decision, I bought and tested over 20 different camp chairs in this video on screen, so do check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in that one.